Stakeholders of the All Progressive Congress APC in Benue State have condemned the call for the removal of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation SGF, Senator George Akume, warning those behind the plot to desist henceforth. The stakeholders, who made their views known in a communique issued at the end of a meeting in Makurdi, the state capital, also declared there is no caretaker committee in the party's constitution. Therefore, any constituted caretaker committee is illegal. They declared that Austin Agada remains the party's substantive elected chairman in Benue State. The communique, which was read by Senator Jack Giado, lamented the division in the party after its overwhelming victory in the 2023 general election, saying any purported caretaker committee aimed at dividing us the more will not work. Besides, we don't have that in the APC constitution. While urging all members of the party to form a united force and rally around the SGF, who led the party to victory during 2023 general elections, the communique said all those who won elections through the instrumentality of the SGF and are now calling for his removal will be shown their way out come 2027. The SGF remains our political leader, and we condemn any call by any group or persons for his removal. He is an outstanding Benue politician that has a humane heart to help others to grow without looking back, and we will continue to support him in whatever way we can to enable him to succeed. The stakeholders also endorsed the re-election of President Tinubu come 2027, assuring that they will mobilize support in the nooks and crannies of the state to ensure that the president gets 100% vote. Commending President Tinubu for the love he has shown Benue State in the appointments given to our people, they pledged to work for the president to retain the presidency in 2027. Recall that the gubernatorial liaison officers a few weeks ago protested in Makurdi, where they called on Tinubu to remove Akume from office. I would love to have your thoughts on this, Mr. Well.
Well, the call for the SGF's removal is not alien in the sphere of politics, especially when such call is coming from perceived disgruntled persons within the party structure. Okay. It could be as that their interest has not been well captured in the overall scheme of events, and hence in politics, it's a game of interest, and once your interest is not captured, the survival of the fittest or a campaign of relevance will then be activated. And then in this light, that persons within the political sphere in Benue State are calling for the immediate removal of the SGF means that probably in the scheme of things, their interest is not, well taken care of. And of course, it shouldn't be new, because it's not about win-win situation. You most likely will not want to, aside the fact that some persons will probably want to call that they are all out for everybody to carry everybody out. That apparently may not be possible. But however, the call is not alien. The most important thing is that stakeholders have countered such a call, and more importantly, the overwhelming support for the SGF in the state is still gaining ground. But in the coming days, we begin to imagine as to how the SGF in his own camp or himself in his wisdom will be able to manage persons who are disgruntled, such that the relevance of the party, that is the APC in the states, will not degenerate into the popularity of the party will be affected, as we have witnessed in some states across the nation.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. I would love to remind me. I would love to have your thoughts.
Dr. Obidima.
Dr. Obidima.
Well, like he rightly said, it's one of the things we see in our politics.
Okay.
You know, when election ends, the next focus is how to share spoil of victory. But what is clear there is that there's a crack
Okay.
within the party in the state. And from what I'm seeing, it will take a creative thinking for the leaders and relevant stakeholders to come together to see how the differences can be resolved. If it's allowed to fester, definitely, if not for the kind of politics we play in Nigeria, it's going to be a big minus for the party. But whatever that happens, it is clear that some people are aggrieved.
Okay.
And it's not the issue of maybe a group saying that he remains our leader and not the same. If you have a leader without troop, a general without troop, how can you go to war and win? So the best thing is to see how, if it's a true leader, how to resolve those differences. If there are people who are marginalized in the party, if there are those who are not happy with the way the party management, the party activities are run in the state, I think it's called for dialogue, coming together, whole conversation over it, and move ahead. You don't just wish some grievances with a wave of the hand. It will surely cause serious damage if not properly handled.
Okay. Thank you, sir. We don't know if there has been dialogues before that hadn't yielded anything, so we can't really. What solutions would you provide to such crisis?
I think within the framework of the objective of the party, through the instrumentality of its key actors, wherein the SGF and concerned stakeholders within the party structure are routine support. Like Doctor have said, that it cannot be wished off, especially if those who are making this call have a critical stake in the overall objective of the party popularity in the state. So if this person wield certain command or followership, and based on the interest that binds everybody, and for reason best known to whatever crisis is going on, or perceived crisis that is going on in the state, will be properly looked into such that it will not be counterproductive, whether now or in the nearest future, you know, in an attempt and overall everybody, you know, go home smiling. But if the ideology is all about the support that are supposed to, say, for example, you know, it is within the political corridor that you deliver your unit or your constituents, as the case may be. So if the persons in questions or these perceived by aggrieved persons or individual tend to not to have bring anything substantial to the table, and naturally those who probably use resources and their network and connection to ensure that the party, you know, scale through at the end of the day, will most likely want to be taken care of before you now look who and who. Yes, it's unfortunate that that's not how it's supposed to be, but within the context of the politics we play here in Nigeria, especially the politics of vindictive and acrimony, and you know, the kind of, if you do not support me enough, I will also not give you if I eventually get to the privileged position. So, like Doctor said earlier, a platform as a leader need to be, these people cry, should be managed within the context of time such that it will not snowball into something big, and then before you know it now, opposition will begin to capitalize on that and then use it as a medium to popularize the party in the state.